Welcome to your single leg loading video. My name is Coach Julian, and in this sequence, we're gonna get into a lot of work on a single leg. We are gonna start on the ground, doing some single side rockers, some isometric hold, into a kneel to standing sequence, and then doing some drop-ins in a standing position and all the different variations from there. A few things that we might wanna have for this exercise sequence, as always, is gonna be a nice soft ground surface for our groundwork. We might want an elevated surface for support, whether we're doing isometric holds, or we're just doing single side rocking, or maybe some kind of support to help us while we're getting into some of the kneeling work. That could be a stick or a staff. And that brings us to our next position, which is the drop-ins. We might want some kind of counter or wall, broomstick, stick, whatever it is, to help give us a little bit of stability while we get into the drop-ins. So if you've got everything and you're ready like I am, we're just gonna start with 1 minute of single side rockers. I'm gonna start on my left side. I suggest you start on whatever side is speaking to you today, and we'll just follow through together. So we got 1 minute on the clock, starting in 3, 2, and 1. Just warming things up. We got a lot of work on a single leg. And we also have multiple rounds of all this work on a single leg. So we can give ourselves the grace of using this first minute simply to bring things up to speed, to wake up the hips, or start cooking things on low. Just start the simmer. As always, we can have our toes tucked if that feels really good. We can have our toes flat to the ground. Just doing tiny baby rocks, just bringing this left hip online. As always, keeping my spine nice and long, making sure my airway is nice and easeful. That's our first minute up. Now we're going into our minute isometric hold. So I'm gonna stop rocking my hips. I'm gonna keep them in this position. I might like to take my left hand, put it on that hip, feel that stability. I got my right hand on the ground for support, keeping my spine long still. If we want a challenge, we can go unsupported. It all depends on where we're at and what's comfortable for us. Even though I'm guiding us through this video and I'm doing certain things with my body, you always have to make your own independent choice as to what's the perfect amount of work. Do you need that extra challenge today? Or is it gonna be more productive if we have some support and work in a bit of a different space? It's so crucial that we cultivate that skill. You can play with a little flexion or extension of the tail. And that's 1 minute up already. Let's go. Now we're gonna take that same side leg we were loading. We're gonna bring it in through and forward, step it into the ground, and we're gonna do some kneeling rockers. So I'm gonna take my left hand on the outside of my knee, apply some inward pressure, and I'm gonna resist it with my knee, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is with that resisted pressure, I'm just gonna rock back into it. My foot's pressing into the ground. I'm gonna start the timer at 3, 2, and 1. I have my right hand on the ground, but I should be pulling this left hip back, feeling it stretch, feeling it try to open up to the outside. I want to feel this whole chain activated from my foot to my calf, back into my glute. I should feel all that online, especially every time I rock back. And we're gonna see in not too long how this relates to our ability to use our back chain to stand up from the ground and get moving. Just opening it up. I'll show you from the front. A couple more times. Open, open. Awesome. We're gonna pull that knee back and hold it. We're gonna pull that knee back and hold it. We're gonna press this foot into the ground, drive that foot in the ground, pull this left hip back. I'm gonna start lifting my non-loading knee off the ground. Awesome. I'm opening up my body to the same side. I'm pressing this foot into the ground. I might do a little hop step forward. This leg is loading. You can see it shaking. Another hop step forward. Standing position. This left hip still pulling back, still loading all that pressure along the left side. Now we're just gonna go back down the same way. Hop step back. I'm pulling this left hip back. Hop step back. I'm reaching down with my right hand. Hop step back. Nice. Touch the ground with the knee. Awesome. Back into it. Left foot pressing down into the ground. Left hip pulling back and away. Body opening up to the left. Hop step. A lot of pressure on this left leg. Hop step. Sheesh. That's 1 minute. Very nice. Very nice. Cooked up. Already cooking. We love it. We love it. We're gonna get our standing support next, and we're gonna go into our 3-minute drop-in block on our left side. So if you're ready with me, I'm gonna take the center of my body, post it up over top of my left foot, pull this left hip back, external rotation. First position with my back right foot is just behind me a little bit, internally rotated. I can have this staff on the right, on the left, whatever feels good. Again, we're finding that same chain from the left foot to the calf, to the hamstring, to the left glute. And in this first round, I think we'll just stick with some isometrics here. Just standing firm in this drop-in position, feeling the structure of our single leg underneath us and how powerful it is. We should at any moment be able to take our non-loading leg and without too much movement, be able to lift it up off the ground. It's really important we have this relationship between opening up on this side, closing in on this side. We're gonna switch positions. I'm gonna take my non-loading leg, bring it out to the side, bring it out laterally. I'll show you from this way. We're gonna notice as we go from this backdrop position, or this classic drop-in position, to this position here, this right hip moving forward and turning in even more is gonna encourage our loading hip to pull back even more. And the same thing is gonna happen when we take this leg and bring it around even further. We've got a lot of pressure on that left foot, specifically under the ball of the foot and the outside edge of the foot. My heel's touching the ground, but it's not driving pressure through it. And our last drop-in variation position, we're gonna take our non-loading leg, bring it out in front of us, back drop. Show you a different angle. Non-loading leg comes in front, helps this hip pull back even more. Should feel like even more of a stretch, should feel even more of an intense sensation. Again, this leg internally rotated at the front, as if I'm playing basketball and going, hey, back here, right? Remember to stay tall, stay connected with the breath. Got about 10 seconds left in this hold position. Again, test yourself. Are you loaded up on that loading leg? Can you take your non-loading leg? Yoop, yoop. Amazing. Amazing. All right, now if you're ready with me, we're gonna move down into a single leg forward fold. So if you need some support, I highly recommend you get some. We're still loading on that leg. There's a couple different spots we can go to from here. If I walk my hands out to the left, my left leg is externally rotating more. It's opening more. Just gonna get a big loading sensation. I could walk my hands out to the right. Let this leg corner in a little bit more. Again, making sure we're not letting this inside ankle bone drop in as we do that. Staying strong on the outside edge, cornering in, and getting a really long line from my left pinky on my hand all the way around down into my pinky on my left foot. Stay with the breath. And 3, 2, 1. We're gonna gather ourselves, slowly come up out of that, step it out a little bit. Let's go. That's round 1 on the left side, done. Really good work. Bring ourselves back down to the ground and just get right into it. Start cooking up our right side. As simple as that. This work is the epitome of it's simple, but it's not easy. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because that goes for the rest of life, doesn't it? I don't know if after I edit the audio in this video, you're gonna be able to hear all the birds, but it's amazing. Just letting you know, the birds are singing and it's incredible. Just cooking up, rocking into this right side. So simple. So good. Feeling that strong foundation. Load, contract, release. Awesome, that's first minute up. We're going into our isometric hold. I'm gonna take my right hand to my right hip. Nice. Left hand on the ground. Asking myself, what kind of adjustments do I need to make with my spine, my torso, so that way I can send my breath into this back right space here. If you want a little challenge, you can fully elevate your non-loading leg off the ground. See what it feels like to put all that pressure on that single leg. Or if you need a different challenge, that leg can come down for support, hand can come up to the chest, and we can get tall in this position as long as we're still holding that same pressure. That's what we want. We want to continue holding that pressure. Stay with it. Stay strong in it and get comfortable in it. Fantastic. That's our time up. We're gonna feed this leg through, hand to the outside, applying pressure in, and then pulling that hip back. In 3, 2, and 1. It's really important that the ball of our foot is applying pressure and grip into the ground, kind of creating these opposing forces of the foot pressing into the ground and the hip pulling away. And then also opposing forces of the hand and knee pressing into one another. Now this hand and knee isn't absolutely necessary, but I do find it really helpful to help bring the glute online here. Staying with that breath. Awesome, that's time. We're gonna bring that hip back and we're gonna hold in that back position. We're gonna find our pressure. Amazing. We're gonna press down into the ground, away with the hip, and we're gonna start lifting the non-loading knee. Amazing. We're gonna bring that hip up, 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 little hop step. Amazing. We start pulling off the ground, this foot pressing down, this hip pulling back and away. Little hop step. Little hop step till we're at a nice standing position. Body's opened up to the right, hip is opened up to the right. Amazing. I'll show you from the front. I'm gonna bring it down, down, down. This hip's pulling back. I'm opening up to the outside even more. Hop step back. Left hand comes down. Hop step back. Nice. Right hip opening, opening, opening. We touch the ground. Let's go back up. Right foot into the ground, right hip pulling away. Hop step. Open, open, open. I got my heel off the ground. Helpful, but not necessary. And that's our standing position. Really good, really good. Cooked up, let's keep it going. We got our staff, we got our drop-ins. Let's get into that classic drop-in position. I'll show you from the side this time. And in 3, 2, and 1. I'm just pulling this right hip back. I'm stepping my non-loading leg out and behind, internally rotated. Show you from the front too. Step in, right hip pulls back. You see, we got this relationship here between my foot being planted in the ground, pointing straight ahead, but my right hip is opening up, meaning my kneecap is opening up to the right. So we got all these rotational points at the ankle, at the hip, that allow this foot to stay pointed straight forward in the direction we want to move. Allow the rest of our body to rotate around that point. Again, we're just starting in these isometric positions and we should be able to just bring up this non-loading leg, maybe with the help of our support. We're gonna take this non-loading leg, bring it out to the side, lateral, and it's still cornering. It's still coming to the inside. It's helping this loading hip pull back even more. Remember to stay tall out of that hip. We don't want to sink into it too much. We're staying tall into it. Find a spot where we can breathe. And again, checking, am I sturdy on this loading leg? Can I pull this leg off? Amazing. Currently, my heel is touching the ground on my loading foot, but I'm not driving pressure through it. The pressure's on the front of my foot, the forefoot, the outside edge, helping to keep this inside ankle bone up and inside. This should feel like a load on this outside hip and a stretch a little bit. That's what we want to find. Really good work. Last position, we're taking this non-loading leg, bring it in front, and you see how I corner it and this hip pulls back even more, even spicier. Really good. So spicy. We love it. And again, this back drop is such a dynamic position because it can turn into a front drop on the other side. Or it can be, again, if we're playing basketball, fade away. Loading back onto that. Twisting in to twist out. There's always this reciprocal relationship. We want to make sure our hips are helping each other and they're on the same page. And they're working the same mission instead of trying to oppose each other. And that's our time. Fantastic. We're going to stay loaded up on this leg. We're going to stay loaded up on this leg. We're going to bring our upper body down, down, down to whatever support or level we need to. Single leg forward fold. staying loaded up into that glute. Again, if I'm on my right side and my hands, I'm walking out to the right, then I'm creating an external rotation here. So my knees pointing out in this direction. Again, I could walk my hands over to the left, maintain this ankle bone, make sure I'm on the outside edge, and watch how I can corner at the hip and go into a bit more of an elongated position here. I can arch the side of my body, create this really nice line from my right foot to my right hand. Or I could stay neutral in the middle. There's so many different positions or points that we can stay in here. But the mission is being able to load and hold pressure while lengthening as well. Really amazing work. That's round 1 on both the left and the right. We're gonna drop it into round 2. Let's just get right away into it. No time to waste. 1 minute. Rockers on the left side. I might go unsupported this round. I might see if we can turn up the heat a little bit. But as always, it's up to you to take exactly what you need from this movement. Just like I am right now. This is more of an advanced recode, I would say. A lot of time on one leg, a lot of loading. If you're able to keep up with this amount of work and stay in it the whole time, it's a really good benchmark. That's how we know we're doing a really good job of being able to load and stay strong on a single side. That's 1 minute up. We're going into our isometric hold, so find a position. That feels really structurally sound. We're just gonna hold it here, and that does not mean complete stillness. Any small adjustments or fidgets we need to make while holding this general shape, highly encouraged. Always checking in with the breath. Isometric positions, really great opportunity to dial in on the breath, find some decompression breathing. Excellent work. That's our time up on that. Now we're feeding this leg in and through. We're opening, pulling back, and in 3, 2, 1, hand to the outside of the knee. Kneeling rockers. Kneeling rockers. And I don't know if you can see, but my back leg is swiveling in as my left hip is opening up to the outside. Allowing the hips to work in conjunction and follow one another. Feel free to do as many or as little reps in this moment as feels good. Sometimes a longer rep, staying in it and moving slow is what's needed. Sometimes we want a bunch of little ones. Scrub in there. Open it up. On any given day, our body might ask us for something different. That's 1 minute up. Let's bring this left hip back. Hold it in that position. We're gonna drive our right toes into the ground. We're gonna pull our left hip back, pull that left foot into the ground. Ooh, yeah. Hop step, opening up my body to the left. Left hip is pulling back. Hop step. Really strong. If this is really tough, you can have your heel on the ground. Having the heel elevated is gonna turn up the heat. Again, I'm coming down, body's opening up to the left. Left hip pulling back, left foot into the ground, right hand reaching down. Really nice. And one more, let's go. Pushing down, down, down into the ground, pulling that left hip away, hop step. Everything opening up to the left side, opening up to the side that we're loading. Into a nice, tall, standing position. Hoo yeah, really good. Shake it out a little bit. We're gonna get into our drop-ins. We're gonna grab our support. In this round, I'll encourage you, if it feels good, we're gonna add some little rocks, some little drop-in movements to that rocker position. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm loaded in on this left hip. I got my staff on the left side, and I'm just doing tiny, tiny little drops, almost like little single side rockers. I'm pulling my non-loading leg off the ground every time I drop into it. I'll show you from the side. I'm focused on just pulling this left hip straight back. Straight back. It should up the intensity. And again, just like with rockers, we don't want to come out of this and lose all that pressure. We want to stay in it, hips back. We're in the pressure the whole time. We're just scrubbing through. Great. Non-loading leg goes out lateral. Same thing. Corners to the inside. Really spicy here. Really spicy. Again, I have my heel on the ground, but I'm not driving pressure through it. I could elevate my heel. That's gonna turn things up a lot. It's gonna turn things up a lot. Wow. You see this relationship as this leg corners in and pulls in. It helps this loading leg open up and pull back. It is so spicy. So spicy. We're in our last couple minutes, super good. Take our non-loading leg out to the front. Pulling back even more, getting deeper into that back pocket, deeper into that hip space. Notice how much this leg can corner when it's in the front. Look at it, it's almost backwards. We might not all have access to that much cornering right now, but it's what the body can do. The body wants to corner in while this other leg opens up and loads out. Really good work. Last 10 seconds on these drop-ins. Stay with me. Stay with me on these drop-ins. And that is our time. Shake it out if you'd like, but we're gonna go right into our single leg. Forward fold, ideally if we can keep the pressure on this single leg, fantastic. Finding a ton of length here. And finding our perfect spot. Really enjoying that deep corner. Feel it on the outside of my hip, the outside of my calf. Like going back and forth a little bit. really, really challenging this left leg with how much it can load. And that is time. Let's gather ourselves slowly, respectfully, step it out a little bit. Goodness. Amazing how this left side feels right now. All right, not too much lollygagging. We're gonna get back onto the right side for our final round. Let's go, 1 minute of single side rockers. With the breath, with the motion. And these rockers, the isometric rocker hold, really good opportunity. Keep our eyes closed. Turn off a little bit of the sensation from the outside. And bring all that sensory awareness into what our body is experiencing right now. There's tiny rocks, or they can be big. Whatever feels good, as always. Taking exactly what we need from this amazing first minutes up. We're going into our isometric hold. Asking ourselves the question, how does this angle and relationship between my pelvis and my rib cage, if I change it, what sort of sensations do I experience? Do I feel more stacked and more structured? Do I feel less stacked, less secure? And just experimenting with all those different combinations until we find the spot that feels really strong, like home base. Strongest, tallest, most secure. And that is time. Really good. Really good. We're gonna step that leg through once again. Kneeling rockers, hand to the outside of the knee in 3, 2, and 1. We're pulling back. We're pressing that foot into the ground. Letting that back foot swivel out a little bit. Really good opportunity to grip the ground with the front of the foot. And as we load back, we'll notice this little heel tracking to the inside, creating this arch right here on the foot. That's how external rotation loading to the outside can help maintain the integrity of this inside edge of the foot, creating that support, creating that dome structure. And that's time. We're gonna pull this hip back and hold that pressure, dive deep into it, and we're gonna start driving our left toes into the ground, pulling that right hip back, pressing that right foot into the ground, opening up the body, hop step, still opening up, still pulling this right hip back. Hop step, standing position. Going back down. Going back down. Right foot down into the ground, right hip away, this like down and away. Reciprocal relationship. Down, knee drops down, hand comes down. Amazing. Let's go back up. Foot presses into the ground, right hip pulls back. Torso opens up to the same side. Back leg internally rotated, everything organized to the same side. Standing position. And that is time. Really good. Back to our drop-ins. Get your support. Get your courage. Get strong and stable on that foot. Open up, sit back into that right hip. We're going 3, 2, and 1. Left leg comes back. Tiny little drop-ins. Just rotating open. Rotating open. If we're not at a spot where we can pull that other leg off the ground, it's totally fine to just let it stay there for some stability. And we just pull this right hip back. I keep saying right hip, left hip. If you decided to start on the other side and you're not working the right hip, but you're on the left hip, I understand. I got you. Apologies. Just tiny little scrubs. Tiny little scrubs. These can be freestyle scrubs. They don't all have to look the same. Take our non-loading leg out to the side. Lateral drop in. Lateral drop in. If you can get some motion with it, that's really good too. If you can achieve all these same things and feel like you're doing like a little dance, that's really high level movement. It also cooks it up really fast. Good work. Again, same thing as like the back drop and the front drop. This lateral drop is like I'm moving laterally. Whether we're playing soccer, football, basketball. There's all very dynamic movements. Or even just in life, I gotta get out of the way, there's a car. You know? Left leg comes in front. Back drops. Back drops. Same thing. Back drops. Pulling that hip back even further. Even further. Show you from the side. Look how far back this hip is coming. And it's moving from the hip, right? We're letting our hip be our center of gravity, our center of mass, moving from that space. The hip is the captain. And we're just all on its ship. Really good reps into this dynamic position. That's time. Let's hold that load. Let's hold that position. And we're going into 1 minute. Forward fold on that right side. Find the length. Find the security in the activation. And find the breath. Find your position that feels best for you today. Breathing, staying long, feeling some of the shakes come online. And that is time. Gather yourself however you need to. If you want to stand up and stretch, maybe it'd be a good idea to go into a little seiza position. Just wash the hips out back and forth. And give ourselves a pat on the back. That was, how would I say, how much? Almost 18 minutes of loading on each leg. No, it can't be that much. I got Recode brain, I'm not doing the math, but that was a lot of loading on each leg for a long time. So give yourself a pat on the back, congratulate yourselves for walking through this Recode and giving our bodies some really, really powerful inputs to keep us moving forward, keep us structured, strong, safe and secure in our back chain, and have a body that does exactly what we need it to do at any given moment. This has been your single leg loading Recode with Coach Julian. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next video.